In Money Watch, women are looking for new, flexible ways to make money. The coronavirus pandemic hit that group particularly hard, with many either losing their jobs because they were overrepresented in hard-hit industries like hospitality and service, or leaving the workforce to care for children. Now, women are turning to gig work for income. Axios business reporter Erica Pandey wrote about the trend and joins me now to break it all down. Erica, thanks for joining me on this. I thought this was really, really interesting because sort of initially the gig economy, women were not kind of first, I guess, off the gate when it came to the gig economy. I would imagine that in some cases security was a factor. You didn't initially see a lot of female Uber drivers, and then later on you started to see more. Your report notes that women have dominated this gig economy in areas like caregiving, home cleaning, but a rise in the delivery economy is more recently we're seeing more women. What is it about these jobs that are making the jobs attractive to women?
You're exactly right. Like when we think of gig workers, obviously gig work has been around for a long time, but it's typically, we think of men, we think of male Uber drivers, we think of male Lyft drivers, but there's been a big spike in food delivery apps during the pandemic. I mean, these were always around before, but they've really taken off during the pandemic because people are forming habits around ordering food at home when they had to stay home, and these habits are lasting long. And these food delivery jobs, I mean, it's very different to have someone's meal in your car versus having a stranger in your car. So you're seeing more and more women join, especially in the food delivery app, at a pretty rapid clip. I mean, Uber Eats drivers 50% have increased. Women Uber Eats drivers have increased by 50%, and DoorDash is actually 58% women. So they're highly represented in these specific sectors.
Yeah, and I've also just anecdotally seen a lot more women delivering my Amazon packages, because when Amazon started to kind of contract out their delivery, then you saw all sorts of people, including women. As long as they had a reliable car, you could do the job. As the pandemic hit, women left the workforce, as we've been talking about, and returned to caregiving roles. In a lot of cases, they didn't have school, they didn't have a child care, and so often it was the woman that left her job to take care of the kids at home. The side hustle, the gig economy, does it allow for a better work-life balance when it comes to childcare?
Right. I mean, the gig economy does offer that flexibility, right? And that's why, I mean, if you look big picture, women used to make up 33% of the gig economy in May 2017. Now they make up 46%. But this jump also shows that the labor market isn't quite working for women in its current state. And that's a big problem, right? Often these jobs don't have stable wages. Often these jobs have low wages. And it's a shame that a lot of women can't find the flexibility they need in a higher paying job or in a more stable job, so they're having to turn to these side hustles, often a combination of side hustles, to make ends meet. I mean, this is an anecdote that really says it all. I spoke to a single mother in Chicago, who says she sometimes takes her kids along with her on her DoorDash drive so she can do childcare and work at the same time.
So here's the thing, though. I remember when we celebrated the fact that women made up more of the workforce recently, right? Before the pandemic, women were outnumbering men in the workforce. Some experts say that getting women back to work will be vital to boosting the economy. But what's the likelihood of that happening now that there's an alternative when it comes to gig work?
Right. I mean, there's two things happening. On the one hand, like you're saying, millions of women have dropped out of the workforce, including 1 million mothers. And a lot of that is because of this lack of flexibility. At the same time, like we're saying here, they're joining the gig economy at a rapid clip. And all sorts of employers from retailers to tech companies are saying they're having trouble finding talent. So the answer is clear to me here. Companies need to be a little bit more intentional about flexibility. They need to see, how do I make this work for my working parents, whether that's offering money for childcare, whether that's offering flexible schedules. And doing that, they can attract a lot of these women that have maybe turned to side hustles back into their, offices.
Yeah, and I thought two things when I read your article. I thought, okay, this will do exactly what you're saying. Encourage businesses to be more flexible, to accommodate the whole human and not just the employee. But then on the flip side, I thought, gig work, it's unstable. It doesn't come with benefits in terms of upward mobility. It's not that type of structure. You don't become a manager and then a supervisor or whatever. And I'm wondering if that can have a long-term impact on women in the economy, their ability to make money, their ability to get some economic stability.
Right. A lot of these women have left their current jobs, left their career track and turned to gig work because of that flexibility aspect. We've seen time and time again, women, when they leave for childcare, when they leave for other reasons, when they leave for maternity leave and come back to their employer, their pay kind of stagnates. And, that's a lot of the gender pay gap starts there. So we could definitely see women fall behind in their careers as a result of this work stoppage, whether it's because they had to go home and take care of their kids, whether they had to turn to the gig economy flexibility. So, the gig economy is providing it's filling a hole in the labor market for women. It's working for women right now, but there's a lot of big macro trends that are spelling, not so good news for women.
Yeah, it's all really interesting stuff. Erica Pandey, thank you very much.
Thank you.